chair, nice and comfy, cozy. And so last week, as we were talking at the beginning of class, Rose and I were in class together for Thursday night, and we did a real individual practice. But one of the things that I did was I shared some resources, and I know I still owe that to send out to you, Rose, and the others. But I thought I would share today. And I know a lot of people are moving away from books, but I really like my books. I like to open it up, and I like to see something, and I like to read and turn the pages and all of that. But these 3 books offer a lot of options for chair poses, and you may be able to find a lot of stuff online too. So like this one, they're all 3 by the same author, Lauren Fishman. She's a doctor, and Lauren Fishman is an MD. I'm just reading. Looks like it's a guy on the back. Can't tell. But I'm looking at the woman. But anyways, these are postures that are for healing some of our different ailments, right? By the time we are in our, some people 30s, 40s, 50s, and on, we have different aspects of our own personal healing that we're working on. So this one's really good, healing yoga. And then there's one here on yoga for arthritis. And it has a lot of things that you can do to work on specific joints that are causing you some aches and pains, along with maybe utilizing some good herbal remedies for that as well. And then this one is yoga for osteoporosis. And our yoga practice, even in the chair, when we're doing a lot of our pushing down with our feet or pushing in with our arms or stretching out, anything we're doing where we can add some more weight bearing is a really good in a health and safety way, right? So anyways, these books are there, and I will either write them down and send them out in an email or take photos of them and send it to you. But you can also just look up on YouTube, yoga for whatever it might be that you're dealing with, and they will have a practice there that will show you some different things. And now all of you are really quite familiar with a lot of the poses and postures, so it's not going to seem like something that's real foreign to you. So let's go ahead, Riley, and sit towards the edge of our chair, and our feet planted, hips distance, lining everything up. One of the basic things we talk about when we begin yoga, standing or seated, is finding alignment, finding a good posture where we can open and close our lungs freely. So let's begin doing that with a few breaths here. Maybe closing eyes, pulling shoulders down away from your ears. Bringing in your breath through your nose into your belly. Listening to your breath as you feel it. Listening to ambient sounds that are around you. I'm fortunate enough to be right here with the hummingbirds. Their sweet little sounds. Even when they're fighting, they sound sweet. A few more breaths here. Good. And let's just keep reminding ourselves through our practice to take those deep, slow, full breaths and take our mouth and keep our lips closed and together. Okay? Arms open up, inhale. Fingers release outward. See, I can't do that because I got a blah, blah, blah. But you guys can. So take advantage of that quiet, pursed, sealed lips. Push those fingers out. Pull the shoulder blades together. And let your heart come forward. Pull back. And then exhale, curl, tuck, round. Interlace your fingers. Pull them away. Feel that through your shoulders. Oh, yeah. Inhale to neutral and exhale. Come on back. Open up here. Inhale, sitting up straight. And exhale. Interlace. Pull your hands towards me, mine towards you. Inhale, open up. Sits bones stacked. And then exhale. Bring it back on an inhale. And exhale, curl. Hold on strongly with your hands interlaced. Inhale up. Exhale. Let's do one more round. Inhale. And exhale. Bring yourself up. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, pull back. Inhale up. And then let's lift our hands up overhead, fingers pulling away towards the ceiling. Think about them like having these rays of light that are coming from each one. The fingers are open wide. Those light rays are beaming. And we have that light rays coming from the crown of our head as well, as we just feel everything lengthening up. And now I'm going to pull my shoulders down, okay? I'm still going to keep the length, but instead of this, I'm pulling the shoulders down, okay? See the difference? Let's do that a couple of times. Let the shoulders rise up. Pull them down on an exhale. Rise up on an inhale. Exhale. Let's do that 2 more times. I think that's a good training tool here. Inhale. Squeezing. Shoulders up. Exhale. Bring them down. One more time. And exhale them down. With the arms still upright. Maybe getting a little bit tired from that. And then let's go ahead and push, push like gravy. Thick gravy all the way down through the air. Till hands come and we release palms forward and sit in a calm state with a few breaths here. Started pretty energizing there. Take a couple breaths. And then let's move into cat and cow. We've done a little bit of that in kind of this opening, but let's take it a little bit deeper, maybe holding on to our knees, bringing my heart forward, okay? So that my torso is above my thighs. Lean forward, then squeeze shoulders, squeeze elbows, look up. And now, exhale, keep my torso close to my thighs and release my arms down my shins and let my head hang. Rise up, keeping my torso low. Okay, this is a little different than we've done before. Hold on, heart forward, look up. And exhale. Let myself just melt onto my thighs, feeling that opening in my lower spine, only going as far as that is perfectly right for you. And staying low, shoulders down and back, lift up, elbow reaches back, and take it on down, exhale. Let's do one more, rise up, inhale, pull through, look up, and exhale. And bringing myself up, inhale. Feels good. All right, let's take the left foot in towards the center. Right leg comes over. We're going to start squeezing right there. Squeezing those legs together. Squeezing down in all the way into our hips and our glutes and our core. I'm pushing down with my left foot in the ground. And I'm sitting up straight and tall here, okay? I'm gonna go into eagle arms. Rise up, inhale. And then I'm gonna exhale, right arm under my left. I'm gonna make this X, I'm gonna come here. Or I'm going to try and get my forearms perpendicular to the ground. Sitting up really straight and tall, really squeezing in. Now I'm going to squeeze my arms together and my legs together. And I'm going to squeeze so that everything is coming into the center. Squeeze, keep going. Nobody knows but you how much you're really pulling in on your arms and your legs. And exhale, release. And let's take 2 circles around with elbows in one direction. And take them in the opposite direction. And then bringing your hands up, arms up, inhale. And exhale, fold forward with a straight spine. Okay, don't round yet. Pull in at your navel, straight spine. Elbows are getting closer to your knees. They may have already reached there with a straight spine though, okay? Straight spine. Now find your elbow and knee position and pull your heart forward a bit as your elbows come into your knees as a resistance point here. And looking up here a bit. And then curl and tuck and round into yourself. Here, bringing your chin towards your chest. Even out your sit bones. Squeeze your legs and arms again here. And inhale, lift. And exhale, woo, release from that arm grip. Rise up, inhale. Exhale, triangle mudra, open up. Pulling elbows down, shoulders together, heart reaches towards the ceiling. Inhale up, let's do that again. And exhale, come on, back down and squeezing with elbows and shoulders and the heart reaches high. Inhale up. And exhale, hands come floating down. Just let them float on down. Take and hold here. Let's take some circles with the ankle that's crossed over. That's my right one. Circling a few times in one direction and then take it and circle in the other direction. And then sitting up straight and tall, hold on to the top area of the legs of your chair, if you have that, or the seat of your chair. Come halfway back so that you're at an angle. You're starting to feel work here in your abdominal area because you're taking yourself from sitting straight up on those sits bones to coming back a little bit, not leaning into the back of the chair. Lift up your legs, foot off the ground, and let's just pulse here. Pulsing a bit, feeling that in your core. And then hold it up high. Keeping hands holding on here. Or if you like, you can remove one hand. Trying to maintain your balance. Maybe both. Not easy to do. But working into pulling in on your core center here. Hands are down if you lifted them. Come on back, rock forward, and release that right leg down. And just kind of walk out your feet a bit here. And then let's go ahead and take the right foot to the center and let the left one cross. Oh no, is that what I just did? No, that was the opposite. Okay, so here we are. Left is over my right. My right is in the center, sitting up straight and tall here. And some of you may be able to take that leg and put it back behind the other one in terms of your shin and the ankle. Otherwise, you can just keep them still there. We want to start to squeeze in though, no matter where you are, here or here, squeezing everything in all the way. Your whole lower body, squeezing in. And then go ahead and lift your arms up. And take your left under your right, finding here, here, or here. And let's begin that concentrated central squeezing in. Feel your hands pressed together, forearms pressed together, legs squeezing, glutes squeezing, everything connected here. Squeezing a little bit more. Few more breaths here, take it in. And then exhale, release the squeeze. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, elbows back towards my left hip. Inhale up. Exhale, elbows towards right hip. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left hip. Elbows. One more time. And twisting here. Good. And lift up high. And then exhale, forward. Pull in your navel. Come in with a flat spine first, okay? Flat spine. Keep that spine flat, and then maybe your elbow points do reach your knee. And now use them to work against each other so that you're going to pull in with your elbow into the knee and let your heart come forward a bit and your gaze rise up a bit. Press down solidly into that right foot on the ground. And then go ahead and release. Let your chin come down and you release into that curled tucked method there. And then squeezing everything together. Go ahead and lift on up. Big long inhale here. And exhale. Release your arms. Let them come down. Let's take some circles with that ankle and your wrist. Okay. So let's go up. Circling wrists up. And then taking ankle and wrist in the opposite direction and bringing those arms down, wrists down. And then holding on once more to any place you can find on that chair, here or here. Find your navel, find your spine, taking an angle back, not all the way back into the chair, because I don't have to use my core for that. So I'm going to bring myself up, and I'm going to hold on here, and I'm going to start to pulse those knees up towards me, holding on. And then keeping them up high, finding that angle that supports me with my core strength, maintaining that, maybe releasing one hand, then the other, maybe both in a kind of a boat pose, where our legs are wrapped around one another, and then take our hands down. And let's rock on forward. Let your leg come off and release. There's a little bit of happy feet action here. Now we're going to do a little bit of more core work here. So, but this time both feet are going to just be released and not crossed. We're going to hold on again here. And I want you to take your spine back slowly. Come up to the ball of your feet. Slowly to your back of your chair. You're still holding on. Okay. So you're going to feel your shoulders on the back of that chair. And I want you to pull on here with your hands, but not as much as you're going to use this center of your body to take yourself back out of the chair slowly, rising back up to perpendicular. Find your angle. Hold on when you need to slow that rate down. Coming back slowly. And then trying to pull yourself away. And we're trying to do this with a straight spine. And pull with your hands till you don't need to anymore. Release your hands. Let yourself come up straight. Start to come back with an exhale. And you have to hold on. Hold on. Take it slow though. You're still working your core even though you're holding on. Hold on and pull. Bring yourself up. Let go when you can. Bring yourself back. 2 more times. Slowly coming back into the chair. Use that core. Hold on when you need to so you don't just slam back into the back of the chair there. And hold on here. Take yourself. Come up. And exhale. Take your feet on down to the ground and separate them just a bit here. Not quite as wide as when we start working into our goddess pose, but a little bit wide enough so that my torso can fit between. So I guess that just depends on the size of our torso here. And slide left hand down the inside of my left leg, maybe to my ankle there. Maybe you don't go so far. We're holding in here. Find what works for you. And let's take the other arm up and work into a twist. Haven't had a lot of twists yet today. So open up your fingers wide. Take a look, only if the neck says yes. Maybe feeling a nice little chiropractic snap, crackle, or pop. I just got one. And then taking right arm down as the left one rises up in synchronicity. And right slides down, left slides up, and releasing if that feels right. Fingers extended out, nice and active. And then breathing. Feeling that expansiveness and openness in that twist. And then bringing one arm down as the other one slides up. Inhale. And relax here. Take your hands into prayer position. Going into another twist here. Take your body forward and right elbow to right knee. And find yourself in that prayer. And taking a look, angled up. Press your hands together. Use a little bit of isometric pressure there. Looking up, pull it at your navel. Bring yourself, lift it on up. Inhale. Nice and straight spine. Take your left elbow towards your left knee. Press your hands together. And really just find that nice contraction on one side as the other side opens up. Pull in. Find your strength. Bring yourself out, coming from your core. And bring yourself back up here. And exhale, releasing hands down. Let's go ahead and take that block. And let's take the block if you have one, if not a pillow or something that will be able to find enough that you're going to find some resistance. And we're going to take it in our hands between our legs. We're going to start pushing right here. And as you do, don't know about you, but I'm feeling that right in here. So just pay attention to where you're feeling it. And if you don't have that block, your hands are against one another. Again, isometric movement. The block just for me helps me to be a little more deliberate about it. So really pushing in here. Push until I start to shake a little bit. This beats the heck out of doing push-ups. And you're still working, energizing, and strengthening those same muscle groups. Exhale, relax. Bring it up just a little bit, not quite to eye level, somewhere in between, and we're going to do that again. Go ahead and start your action of pushing in with your hands, fingers, arm strength. Feel that maybe in a little different place. All fingers are pushing in. Push till you shake. Exhale, release that. Come up to eye level and begin again, pushing in. See if you feel that in a little different placement there. Pushing in. strong. And you guys that are working out with Paige and with Denise, you're building lots of strength there. Push in solidly here. Exhale, relax. Let's take it halfway between all the way up and your gaze. And let's go ahead and push in. Every finger, palms, pushing in. Strengthening ourselves, even if our hands are against one another. Push a few more breaths here, push. Exhale, release. Taking your arms up as high as they will go, and that might not be completely over your head. And let's push in. Push with all your fingers, with all your might. And relax. And release, I should say, to bent elbows. And you're going to now press this block or your hands against one another at your heart center. Go ahead and begin. And breathe. Building up a sweat, just doing this. Pushing in. Strengthening now a little bit more into my triceps. Push more. And exhale, release. But don't let that block go too far. We're going to come back to it. But go ahead and put it down for now. And let's go ahead and work into some goddess poses. And you can stay seated or you can come up and down out of the chair as we rise and fall. Okay. When I say fall, that means come down, not fall. Inhale. And exhale. Here we go. Inhale, lift. I'm going to do a little bit of both. Exhale. Push down through your feet. So you're going to really feel that, right? Even if you're staying seated, push down through your feet. Otherwise, if you're standing, you're lengthening up. And then you're pushing down, opening up your legs wide. Feel free to stay seated. Just keep action on your feet by pressing in to the ground. All of us, no matter where we are and what we're doing, have opening external rotation of our hips. And wherever you are, standing or seated, let's maintain this position. And again, can be seated. I could be barely seated. If you're barely seated, that's kind of nice too, because you know the chair's there when you need it. And you're able to really work your thighs and your legs. Okay, so that's where I am right now, barely seated. I can feel the chair on the top part of my thighs. Okay, I'm going to take my hands to the outside of my ears so I can be completely seated or barely seated. And I'm going to go over again, finding ourselves elbow to knee. Bring yourself up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. And exhale over. Inhale up. And exhale over. Inhale up. And if you're barely seated or off, go ahead and find yourself seated in your chair. And let's just do a bit of releasing. I'm going to release my left shoulder forward. Okay, and I'm going to twist. Look over my right shoulder. I'm going to bring myself back. I can really feel this twist through here. Right shoulder forward. Take a look over my left. And that feels so good. I'm going to do it again. Here I am centered. Really twisting into all those abdominal organs. And now lift. And release. One more time on this side. And find myself back up and center. And let's move into a warrior series, warrior 2. And I'm going to take it in a couple different ways. So my right thigh is over to the side of my chair, and I am able to place my right foot down all the way. Now this is for those that would like to kind of lift a little bit off of the chair, and yeah, you then set yourself back on the chair. Right? You can do this, where I've got my front knee going forward, front foot on the ground, my back leg is behind me, I'm on the ball of that back foot. Okay, and then I'm going to take that back foot and I'm going to place it down so that I'm flat-footed, and that foot is about 90-degree angle. Now that may not feel good. You may want to come back onto the ball of your foot. So find one of those positions, okay? If this does not feel good for you, then take that block and place it on the side of your chair. I'm going to move from here to this position to show you the difference, and place your knee on there, foot behind you, okay? So you guys have all those options. Please take the one that's best for you, all right? I'm going to go into here today because I think the last time I spent a lot of my time there. So find where it works, and this is, again, where having some kind of cushion really helps me. So I'm not digging into my leg, the front part or the back. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my arms out. Right arm comes over parallel to my right thigh. My left one is behind me. Following my left leg. Or again, that left leg is knee down on the block. Opening up here into this warrior two. Nice and strong core. Nice and straight spine. And I'm going to come forward, bend into my right elbow, place it on my right thigh, right? And then raise the left hand up and pushing through that back leg if it's extended behind me, or paying attention to how it is placed in front of me. And I'm going to hold on to the chair here just to give myself a little more resistance, I guess, as I open up through my heart here. And then bringing myself back and taking myself up here. And now I'm going to come in a little deeper. You may repeat this, but I'm going to show you another way to go too. So I'm going to pull myself forward, pull, 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 pull. And again, you can come back to here, or you can drop that hand down so that it is on some part of your right leg. The other arm comes up, pushing again back on that left ball of the left foot, or if you decided to come onto the flat of your foot, or your knee is bent and you're on a block in front of you. Finding that position here, pulling at the navel, bring yourself back, warrior two. I'm going to do one more variation, coming forward, again, here, or pull forward and down, and this arm up. Now we're going to extend it, side angle. Find as much length as you can from those beautiful fingers, reaching over your head to your toes, your foot behind you. So my whole left side is being nicely stretched and relaxed here. And I'm pulling in at my navel point. I'm going to rise up back into warrior two here. Good. I'm going to take my hands on the chair and I'm going to find myself in the opposite way. So if you had one foot behind you, that should be the same on this side. If you were kneeling down, you would do that again. I, though, because I want to make sure that I'm being able to address both sides, I am going to go ahead and do it with my knee down this time. But again, if you had yours behind you, please repeat that. I just want to make sure you're able to see this if this is what you're trying to do here. So I've got it on the block, right? Got my front knee forward, or again, knee is behind you there. And I'm going to take and turn my my torso towards you, and I'm going to let my arms come out. I'm breathing, looking over, feeling really strong in my warrior here. I'm going to bend into the front arm, place my left forearm on the top of my left thigh. Let my right arm come up straight, pushing down nicely into my left thigh. As my right hand reaches up high. Breathing here. Reaching up towards these beautiful hummingbirds. And then pull in, navel. Bring yourself up, back into your warrior two. And now we're going to go back and do the exact same thing, or you're going to take that left arm, pull it forward, 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 over your left leg, and then let it come down. Let it open up, and the other arm opens up as well. And I'm twisting here into this triangle pose. And I'm breathing. And that block, if you're using it, may be at different heights. Okay, mine could probably be up one notch. And let's bring ourselves back up. And when I say that, it's at the lowest notch right now. So I'm going to turn it here. Just seems like maybe I'll be able to move a little bit more with it like that. And then I'm going to keep my hands out, staying in my position again, leg behind me if that's what you did earlier, a leg like this if that's what you did before. And again, here and here, or here and here, and then take that upper arm over and extend into side angle. And I'm still getting a lot of opening on my right side here. Might not be reaching back into my leg if my leg's not extended back, but I'm still getting it here from waist up. Okay. Pulling in at my navel, my arm reaches up, slowly come out of that, find myself back in a nice warrior two. And then taking my hands down, bringing myself back forward. Getting rid of the block for now. And taking my legs forward and sitting down on the chair. Let's take a couple breaths here. Good, good warrior two there. And now we're going to work into a little bit of some opening for our arms and our shoulders. So I'm going to take myself to the corner of my chair, right? And my legs are open up a bit here. And I just want to begin and take my left hand and start to make some circles. Exhale back. Inhale. And exhale. Trying to miss the chair. I'm sweating a little bit. Let's say I'm outside. And let's reverse. Exhale back. And one more time. And left hand down. And breathe. And now we're just going to work that left shoulder. So I'm going to take my left shoulder up and back. Squeeze in there. Pull it around. And let's reverse. Pull back and up. And so we're asymmetrical now. Right? Only one side working, which gives us, the chance to really come into a little more body awareness here by separating the left from the right and coming into stillness there. Before we do the other side, let's go ahead and pick up that left foot off the ground, and let's interlace our fingers here. If you're able, right underneath your knee, maybe you're able underneath your thigh there. And wherever it is, just begin to bring that knee up closer to your shoulder there. And then take the knee down a bit, hold on underneath, and release your legs straight out. And that's with a flex foot. Then bend your knee, bring it up close, and then extend with a pointed foot. Bring it in. Flexed out. Bring it in. Pointed out. And we're keeping our back straight, right? Trying not to start into this. We're really keeping ourselves up with a nice core. Maybe you're able to lift that leg a little bit higher. And end with a point. And bring it on down. And the last thing we'll do on this side is a little bit of hip opening. So hold on to your chair and pick up your leg, and let's make some circles here. Coming in and out. In one direction. And then taking it around the opposite direction. One more time. Good. And then let's go ahead and switch sides. So I'm going to come over to the left side of my chair, opening up my knees a bit to my body so that I can begin those circles that we were doing earlier. And I want to go ahead and take my arm and let it go. And exhale back. Feel your breath. Through the nose, right? And let's reverse. One more time. And then let's just work the shoulder on the right side now. Inhale, lift it. Exhale, pull back. Again, mouth sealed. And reverse. Two more times. And then just sitting up straight and tall here before we go into lifting up that right foot off the ground. Go ahead and pick it up and taking your hands here underneath the knee or here underneath your thigh. And go ahead and pulse. Pulsing that knee up towards your shoulder. So right knee to right shoulder. Using my bicep strength to help pull in. And then I'm going to hold it here. Sit up straight. Maybe take my hands underneath my thigh, my hamstring area. And exhale, release that leg straight. Pull back on the toes, push out with my heel. Keeping my body as straight as possible. It's going to want to go like this. I don't want it. So I need to bring it up. I need to use and engage in here. Okay? So here. And then let's point. And bring it in. And let's exhale. With a flex. Right. One more time, each one. pointed, and flexed. And bring it on in. Lifting, pulling, bringing that knee again closer towards your shoulder. And placing your right foot down. Let's begin some hip opening now. So taking a hold of your chair, any place that may assist you, and begin that opening in one direction. And reversing. Maybe assisting with your hand. Good. And then let's go ahead. We're going to go into a really, really wide-legged here. So wide, I want one leg on one side as far as you can. I want you to scoot your hips back towards the back of your chair. And I really want you to not even be on your sits bones so much as maybe on your glutes, okay? Your glutes more than your sits bones. Because I want you to take the front of the chair and I want you to hold on to it, okay? So here maybe, we're going to push into our feet. We're just going to lift up straight into our legs off the chair. And then we're going to exhale down, bend. And I want you to pull in on that chair, lift your heart up. And then come back to neutral, push down, extend, lengthen your legs. Back is flat. Bring yourself down, keeping those hips open and release, heart up. Bring yourself forward. And lift yourself up. And come on down. We're going to add to that now. So come on back. Exhale. Inhale up. Lifting onto your feet. Hold onto the legs of the chair. And begin to walk yourself down. Maybe you only go a couple hands down, right? But we're over the chair. Maybe you take your hands to the ground. And we're in a flat back half lift. If you feel uncomfortable coming away from the chair, then just bend, scoot yourself back down into your bent legs. Otherwise, we're kind of using the chair to keep our legs separated and at least that wide apart. Keep your left hand planted. Let the right one come up. Push down into your feet. Squeeze into the chair that's on the inside of your thighs. And then take your right hand down under your gaze. Squeeze there. Lift your left hand up. And again, if you're uncomfortable with this, please take yourself back, seated in your chair, and just do some twists. And both hands down. And bend into your knees. Take your hands onto the legs of the chair. Walk them back up to the seat of your chair. Open up your knees a little wider, and then let yourself place yourself down here. And breathe a few times here. I'm preparing you to open up your legs wide across the chair because we're going to end the class by standing up and taking your chair and turning it around in the opposite way. Okay? So the back of the chair is now facing me. Mine is facing you. And I'm going to hold on and I'm going to cross over the chair and I'm going to come on down. And I'm going to sit in the chair with my legs wide open. I'm going to bring myself as close to that back of the seat of the chair as I can. Depends on the opening of my legs, right? So from here, I'm just going to hold on here. I'm going to come up onto the balls of my feet. And then I'm going to press down into my heels. I'm going to press so hard in my heels that I almost feel my sits bones coming off the chair. And then I'm going to come back, press into the balls of my feet, keeping my knees open and my hips open. And this chair is making me do that pretty much right now. And I'm pressing down with my heels so hard that I'm feeling it in my hips in my glutes. Okay, really press like you're trying to make an imprint permanent with your heel in the ground. And then releasing, come on back onto the balls of your feet. Really push down here. Feel that opening. Oh yeah. And then release, push down into your heels. Hold on tight. Going for a ride here. Push, push, push. And relax everything. And breathe. Good. So let's do a little bit of lengthening on the side here. And taking our right hand down on our right knee. We're just going to slide down a bit here. And lifting one arm up. Looking. And bringing it down. Let's slide down the other leg. Lift on up. And come on down. Sitting straight. Sliding down and over. Remember, keeping good, strong strength through our center. And using our breath through our nose. That's my exhale. One more set. Inhales by center. With bent or straight arm. And sitting up. And now let's work into another twist where we're going to take the left hand and we're going to take our forearm over the back of the chair there. Okay? And my right hand is going to come and wrap around my waist, or I'm going to hold on to the front of the seat of the chair. Okay? And I'm going to use both as kind of leverage points. And I'm going to start taking a look over my right shoulder. Going back the right shoulder as the left one pulls forward. And then slowly coming back around. I'm reversing. My forearm comes to the top of the chair. My left hand comes and wraps around me. Or I take it to the back, the front of the chair that's now behind me. And I go ahead and take a look. Oh, pulling that shoulder back. And releasing, coming forward here. Going to take our feet, plant them on the ground. We're going to lift up, inhale. Take your feet forward as you're holding on to the chair. I want you to squeeze with whatever part of your leg is on the side of the chair. Just give a little squeeze there. Holding on to the chair. And let your hips come forward and your heart come forward as you reach up. And then exhale. We're going to squat down just a little bit, not much. We're going to come back up and take ourselves. Hips forward, heart up. Bring yourself to straight. Squat just a bit into the knees, not very far. Do that one more time. And rise up. Hold on. Open up. And squat just a bit. Take yourself on down. And let's extend our legs out. Right? So they may not be straight. Straight would be popped off the ground like that. So my knees are a little bent here, but I'm not as bent and open as I was just now, okay, before. So let my legs come a little bit forward of me, and let's work on popping them up a bit. So here we are, and then bring your legs up off the ground. Use your core strength here, okay? So let's leave them there. Keep your hands forward. And then inhale, lift. Keep those legs coming upward. Push out through your heels, okay? And then hands come down. And then open up, arms wide. Push through your heels. Inhale, bring your arms forward. Rise up again. Push through those heels. Lift those legs a little bit higher. And then exhale. Release the feet down. Release your hands down. And breathe. Let's do a little bit of cat-cow here, and then we're going to come into a resting position. So hold on. Let's hold on to the top of the chair here and pull your heart forward. Lift up. Look. And then exhale, curl, tuck, round. Hold on to the top of the chair so you do not come falling backwards. But feel that nice, luscious opening between your shoulder blades. And then bring your torso up. Pull the heart forward. The torso moves forward. Inhale, look up, all through our nose. And then exhale. Do a few on your own. Pull up with your biceps straight. Extend your arms long. On your exhale, curl and tuck and round. Pull with your biceps strength. Bring yourself up. Few more rounds. And then bring yourself back up. Whoops. Oh man, I don't know what's happening. Sorry guys. Decline that. Sorry. All right, bring yourself back up. And let's take ourselves. Fold your forearms and come and place your forehead on your back of your forearm there. And just come into kind of what we would call a peaceful warrior if we were on the ground. Our forehead is grounded on top of our arms. Our knees are open. We're breathing here. And then slowly lifting our head up. Facing one another again. I know, in this kind of weird reversed chair position. Let's go ahead and take our hands at heart center over our hearts. Enjoy the full sun today. Enjoy the full moon tonight. And know that both of them acknowledge the abundance that's in our lives. And that is what we can come to in times of maybe those kind of moments